go and explain yourself, 'cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember it all. Yeah, you tore it apart down to every last piece. Yeah, a souvenir, another story to tell. And I gotta know how to find happiness in the wrong place. 'Cause it never ends, it's there in all ways. It's evident you never changed for our sake. We're falling now. Your little black book ran out of pages. 'Cause if you're gonna take it all, then baby, don't waste it. You only want it if you know you're gonna break it. Just another souvenir for the take, yeah. Just take it. Baby, just take it. No, you don't have to say those words again. Oh no. And you don't have to. No, you don't have to go and explain yourself, 'cause I ain't gonna listen. Yeah, all you wanted was a souvenir to remember the fall. To go and tell your friends you were there for it all. A souvenir, just a little postcard for the road. And I just gotta know how to find.
Yo, how's it going, guys? How's it going? I see Gamers, Kevin, Shy Dude, how you guys doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. I am doing quite well. It is Friday. Happy Friday to everyone. Yeah, the stream is much earlier than usual. I have summer hours at work now, which means I just basically like work a little bit more on Monday through Thursday, like an extra hour, and just take off those hours on Friday, so I can get off at lunch now. We're big camera? What do you mean big camera? Oh yeah, oh yeah, from Discord yesterday. This is big camera, just actually shrunk down to the right size. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. Rewatched the vid and found out that you can use pressure to make the level 100 a 1 out of 200. Yeah, I did see that, which is nice. If you're going for that, because I think he said he was going for a level 1, so it actually made it like twice as hard for him to find it, so he just didn't do that. But yeah, that's nice. That's nice if you do just want to like catch a level 100 Magikarp. But yeah, hope everyone's doing well. And yeah, hopefully the camera looks good. It's I finally got my like big camera that I use for filming videos and stuff. I got that hooked up with a cam link and everything, so I can use it as a webcam now, which is nice. It's nifty. It's cool to be able to do that. Doing Celebi at the moment. I hope it's going well, Kevin. Hope it's going well for you. Yeah, so this should be about a 2-hour stream. I'm planning on doing the Dynamax Adventure stream later in the evening. It's possible that doesn't happen, simply because I am getting my second round of the Moderna vaccine today, and I don't know how fast it's gonna whoop my butt. So yeah, if I get that at 4, I don't know how I'm gonna be feeling at 6:30. Gonna grab your DS to get Pokepelago Shiny. Awesome, best of luck with that, gamers. Also, I got a new pop filter, so no more giant circle piece of fabric in front of my face. So that's nice. That's nice. Like, I can leave this one on all the time. I can have the mic closer to me. It works just as well. And Adele, one of the big things is Adele can't knock it out of place. Because that's always the problem, is I was having to adjust it constantly. You're getting your first dose of Pfizer tomorrow. Awesome. Best of luck with that. The first dose tends to not be bad, so you should be fine with that. I think the only time the first dose, the only people I've heard have actually been hit pretty hard by the first dose of anything, were people who had already, you know, caught COVID and everything. So yeah, they were knocked out by the first one because it basically acted like a second. Yo, PF96, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. Kind of want to SOS hunt. What should you go for? Is there anything you're interested in going for? Because a lot of the ones I've done on stream have been some of the more entertaining ones, because they have faster call rates. Alolan Geodude, oh man, that would be a interesting one to set up for. Shy Dude, do you have a Parasect? If you have a Parasect with Damp, you can do Geodude. Because you just have to make sure you can block any kind of self-destructing moves. Furfro, unless you don't have Usum. Ooh, yeah, good point. Furfro's cool. But yeah, you have to have Usum for that one, because it's not in Sun and Moon. Want to do Absol, but its call rate's crap. Maybe Manectric. Yeah, Absol has the issue with its call rate and also with pressure. You can mitigate pressure, but its call rate's still bad. Maybe Manectric? That'd be a cool one. Anything you go for with SOS is going to be good. SOS is just such a fun method in general. Pretty much anything you hunt with it is top tier. It's always a top tier hunt. You're doing great, awesome. You got a shiny Scyther and Ultramoon last night, 183 SOS. Yo, congrats on that. I need to do a Scyther SOS, that'd be a lot of fun. Corsola, Electrike, and something else. Oh, your Pokeball John Smith. Oh, Litleo. Haha. Well, best of luck, I hope one of them is shiny for you. How about you do Abra? Best of luck with that one, man. You can do Abra. It's possible to set it up. But you need to do, like, Harvest Lepaberry Skill Swap on it. If you do that, Abra's actually decently fine, as long as you can use an Arena Trapper, since you won't be dealing with a lot of the issues of SOS in general, where you need a good chainer. So you can deal with that. Yeah, so as long as you can, like, prevent teleport from happening without making it struggle, you're good. But because teleport has such a low, number of moves, a number of uses by default, it's impossible to consistently keep up an SOS chain in any form if you're not using Harvest. Shiny Corsola after 203 SOS. Hey, congrats! Corsola is awesome. I remember my Corsola hunt was really quick too. It was back before I was streaming when I did that one. But yeah, that was a fun one. Congrats, Corsola's a great shiny. Got a Trapinch for 2-1 Abra. Good. Yeah, you need that. And also, again, if you need some way to get Harvest and, like, Skill Swap and Lepaberry on it, basically, like, Mean Look it to keep it in. Or, no, it's not Mean Look, right? Basically, if you can keep it in, even after swapping them on out to Trevenant to Skill Swap on it, if you can pull that off and then get back over to your, like your Mean Looker or your Imprisoner or anything like that, you're set. I guess Imprisonment wouldn't work, would it? Yeah, like you get back to your Arena Trapper and you're pretty set. Delibird's a cool one. Ooh, Delibird's really interesting. Since I believe it can hurt itself, right? So that one's a bit riskier, but it's cool when it works. Ghost Oricorio. Ooh, you're going for some challenging ones here. Ghastly, you want a Haunter. Heck yeah. Do it. If you get Shiny Celebi in this encounter, you're going to intentionally fail it. Bold claim there, Kevin. Shiny Delibird is nice. It is. It is very nice. Caught a Shiny Pangoro while hunting Pancham. Yo, congrats. I think Puffin did that too, right? I think Puffin did it off stream, if I'm not mistaken. Also, guys, I'm loving this camera. It looks so much better. It's crazy how much better this looks. Like, I could probably turn off a lot of the lights that I have on and it'll still look better than the old camera did. But yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad I got this hooked up. It seems to be working pretty well. Puffin got a shiny Crawdont instead of Corphish. Yeah, I remember that. I just remember him also mentioning he was really excited about having gotten an actual Pancham when he did his Pancham hunt because he ran into a Pangoro like the night before or something like that. Hey Mel, how's it going? Yay! Not shiny, not feeling it. Nice. Wishy-Washy? Oh, Wishy-Washy was a fun one. Wishy-Washy is a little bit difficult to tell, I found, on the actual 3DS screen. On my capture card, it was perfectly fine. Same kind of deal as what happened with Elekid, where I think just like the way my monitor is with the coloring and everything, I was able to tell on that, but it was a lot harder to see on the actual 3DS. Be right back. See you in a bit, Kevin. Here's a Chrono. It's a shiny Chrono. Yeah. Nah, Puffin's got good reactions. Puffin's a great dude. 10 out of 10 streamer. You can use any of the Tapus for mean look. Ooh, good point. Yeah, there's definitely mons out there if you're trying to, you know, keep something like Abra in play. You just have to, with the rules I had put in place for myself, it would have either been incredibly lucky to make it work or impossible to make it work. Yeah, so like that's kind of the situation I was in, and why I ended up doing a Masuda hunt for it, just because it was gonna be a really big issue otherwise. Because yeah, like I said, it doesn't call it calls enough, but it doesn't call in successfully enough to guarantee that an Abra will fall in as help for you to swap to before it runs out of moves and struggles. The shiny Regieleki reaction, yes, I was there for that. That was so good. He was so excited for that. He deserved that shiny so bad. I mean, those Regis, like, everyone was struggling with those. I somehow got lucky with my, like, 1666, I think was my number for my Drago. Yeah, Puffin was going for Eleki for months. If you get a shiny Litleo from this, I'm gonna breed for a shiny of the other gender. Nice, that'd be cool. Yeah, because the evolutions actually look different there. Yeah, that was awesome. Yo, cool trainer Camilo, how's it going, man? How you been? Good to see ya. Man, I'm hoping we get the Ditto today. I was torn between doing this and a Carbink hunt because I don't know if you've noticed, a bunch of other streamers are doing Carbink shiny hunts right now. There's like a community shiny race going on, but I haven't like encountered any Carbinks in Gen 8, which is what most, if not everyone's doing it in. So I have like no, I'm not set up for that one at all. And I was like, I'll just finish my Diglett hunt. I don't want to start any new hunts with my backlog. You're good. How am I? I'm doing quite well. Thanks for asking. Yeah, no, it's good. It's exciting to be streaming at a bit different of a time. With work, I just started a new job a couple weeks ago, and we started, I almost said holiday hours. We started summer hours, so like, we can basically take like the afternoon on Fridays off if we make up those hours like in the rest of the week at points. So it's nice. It's nice. It means I can do some earlier streams because it's always that thing, right, where I know for me at least some of my audience used to be largely from Europe, and so when I had to move my streams later when I went from college to like a job, people were like, it's too late to watch now. I'm like, well, come in Friday. Yo, Cinder. Did I say Ditto again? I did, didn't I? I can't believe... I don't know how I've messed this up so bad so much. But how's it going, Cinder? Hope you're doing well today. I love shiny Alolan Diglett. Yeah, it's nice. I don't know how with this one. It's so obvious, but I've like Shinoed it so many times already. Just like when it's like out of the corner of my eye, I think the nose is blue. Here's some stuff that's not been so great. You got a shiny Lombre and Ultra Wormhole and forgot to save. Oh no! Gotta have spikes for Carbink if you do SOS. Yeah, that's what I put on my Smeargle when I did Rock and Rolla SOS. Yeah, spikes work really well for Sturdy. Just dropped my super quick, gotta head out like right now for a doctor's appointment. Your girl's in an ear infection. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that, Cinder. Hope the doctor's appointment goes well. Hope they can get you some medicine to help fix that. But it's good to see ya. Yeah, I've gotta go do my own kind of doctor thing after the stream. I mean, Minchino when you say friend, right? What? Oh, are you looking at should I use that a list of potential SOS hunts? Do Feebas. Feebas is great. Feebas is a fun hunt, mostly because my Milotic is a top tier shiny. I recommend that one. Feebas as a hunt actually isn't that hard. Honestly, I found the hardest part of the Feebas hunt was finding Feebas in the first place. Crab. Very far off, but it'll happen, Shy Dude. Once you soft reset, shiny hunting Buzzwole. Soft reset over one whilst recording and rewatched the video and found out it was shiny. Oh no! Rip. See, this is why you just don't go back and watch like stream archives. That way, if anyone tells me I missed a shiny in chat, I can just act like they were trolling, and I don't have to face the reality of having goofed up. We'll be back later if you're still streaming after you're done. This appointment is super quick. He's literally going to check your ear, tell me if you need antibiotics or not. Alright. Alright, best of luck with that, Cinder. Hope to see you in a bit. Yeah, I'm streaming for probably about 2 hours, so I should be back on, I think, 2:30 your time. I should still be going until 2:30 your time. After that, I'm hopping off. I've got some stuff I got to do, and then I'll probably be back with a Dynamax hunt later, just depending on how I'm feeling post Moderna round 2. I was looking for a Paris and saw a bubbling spot and got a Feebas. Nice! I thought you should hunt for it then. I realized it was call rate was meh. Its call rate's meh, but like that's fine. Honestly, at some point you're gonna have to do those like low call rate Pokemon if you want to get all of them. So that's where I really only consider the call rate for an SOS hunt if I'm doing it on stream. If I'm doing it on my own, I don't care how low the call rate is. It'll call eventually, so it's worth it. It's worth it at that point. I want to get the shiny, so I'll do it even with those low rates. Need to buy elixirs? You have no Lepa berries. Yes. Yeah, put some in Pokepelago. They grow really quickly. Like, I've been running on the same stash of Lepa berries for like a year or two worth of hunting now. Every once in a while I'll just go in and like keep it up at 999, and then I'll just let it run low. Have no Lepa berry problem, but now you have 700. Yeah, the Pokepelago goes really fast and really good for getting Lepa berries. What's the quickest shiny hunt? And my quickest one in Usum. Yours was 3 SOS for shiny Bounce Sweet. Nice. Not counting the full odds shiny that I found, like just randomly, which was a shiny Murkrow while playing through Ultra Sun. The quickest intentional hunt I did in Usum, that actually was like a hunt and not just like stumbling into a shiny in the wormhole kind of thing, was 32 soft resets for Ho-Oh. That was the fastest one I had in Usum. If you count Sun and Moon, I think I had a 23 SOS Dratini. The low call rates Urku. Yeah, I can see it. It slows it down a little bit for sure, but I don't mind it a lot personally, because you know most of the time when I'm hunting not on stream, I'm watching TV or watching Netflix or whatever, hanging out and talking with friends and stuff. So like, I just mash A through it, you know. The quickest hunt was 22 eggs for Litten. Nice, that's awesome. You'll count Sun and Moon, cool. Yeah, because I mean at that point you're doing the same methods. It's the same odds largely. There's still the whole potential for like Sun and Moon to have a little bit worse odds, but I don't really know how big of a thing that actually is. Yeah, I need to do some hunts in more gens than Gen 7 and Gen 8. I've done a couple Gen 3 hunts. I want to do some hunts in other gens. We did the one Gen 6 Ralts hunt and found a Ralts on like the last encounter of the stream, which was incredible. That was a really fun one. I want to do more like that, but I want to get my shiny charm in Gen 6. Longest hunt ever was for a shiny Registeel and Sword and Shield. Nice. How long was it? Oh, that's less nice. 13,000 encounters. Dang. I'll try to use Pressure on Nerve to boost it if you can. Good point. Good point. Yeah. I kind of fell into a rut with mine, and I've been stubborn about switching out of it outside of stream hunts. I just use Decidueye unless Decidueye doesn't work. Like, I'll brute force things with Decidueye even if it's a little bit inconvenient, just because it's like, whatever. And, you know, then I'll swap to the Smeargle if I'm doing something that has, like, Mud Slap or Sand Attack or anything like that that lowers accuracy. You're jumping up and down when you caught it. Nice! That's so cool that you're able to get it, though. Congrats on that. I was so nervous with my Regidrago because I like hadn't actually prepared my team to catch it. Given that I wanted to catch it in a Pokeball, like I do with everything. Fastest hunt ever as 12 encounters from Mawile in Friend Safari. Nice. But he wanted to reclaim the Curlia that teleported? Oh man. That's unfortunate that it teleported. I was nervous about that happening with Ralts. That was actually very nerve-wracking with that Ralts that I caught. Because it knew teleport. It was high enough level to know teleport. That was scary. And I didn't have like arena trap or anything, which I probably should have had. So I was very nervous with that Ralts. I was glad to find it. Got it after 254, and then it was gone. RIP. That is so unfortunate, gamers. Hopefully you're able to reclaim Curly at some point. I didn't know total encounters and boom, shiny. The game felt bad for you. I'll say, oh man, that was a bummer. Here's a shiny. Not the one you were going for, but it was still a shiny. Teleport, oof, yeah. No, that was what I was so nervous about that with my Ralts Stack Nav hunt. Since, like, normally Ralts on route, I can say it's 3, yeah, route 3 in Hoenn, like in ORAS, isn't bad. It's just it's like it doesn't learn teleport until level 12, and they're all like level 4, so it's fine. Outside of a couple of the mons with Dex Nav that just have like a boosted level, and the one that we found was level 13. Lost the Spiritomb to Memento. Oh no! No! Pokeball goes pretty good. You get like 3 encounters every 2 minutes. Hey, that's not bad. That's better than Gen 8 soft reset hunts. So that's awesome. Or at least better than like Reggie Eliki and Drago hunting. Shiny at 151 for the first 151 mons. Like straight up just like 151 Pokemon back to back take 151 encounters. That'd be crazy. Oh, that's what you're calling for Diglett. I just realized you were like at 151. That'd be awesome. I'm talking about Diglett, yeah. Why is the Dialga battle theme so good? You left your platinum running, you just vibe into the Dialga theme. That Gen 3, Gen 4 music, that stuff's like top tier. It really shows that like Masuda had the musical background largely when it came to the games. Since I think, what, for Gen 1 and 2 he was the music director, and then for Gen 3 onwards he was promoted to like main game director. So like, yeah. Vibe to Spear Pillar. You know, as much as like I'm a fan of the older music, the Toby Fox song in Gen 8 for the Battle Tower is nice. Granted, it's Toby Fox, so like, duh, it's good. But yeah, that one's a good one. I think that's like the best Gen 8 song. Aside from that, yeah, like Gen 3, Gen 4 is where it's at music-wise for me. It's like, it's old enough that it's got nostalgic vibes to it, but once you hit the GBA, the sound chips could do so much more. Just subbed Amazing Theme. Thank you, PF96. I appreciate it. Sub hype. Toby Fox is a great composer. Absolutely. Absolutely. And there's a reason they actually brought someone else in to make a song for Pokemon. Yeah, PF96 just subbed. Thank you so much. Sub hype. Oh yeah, by the way, it was mentioned, I think it was mentioned on Wednesday's stream, it might have been Tuesday's stream. We have a sub goal. If we get to 5,000 subs on the channel by September 6th, which is Labor Day, and effectively like the end of summer in the US, we will do a 24-hour stream. It's a lofty goal, but it'd be cool if we could do it. Toby Fox just needs the whole soundtrack. Yes. Yeah, put him on the whole thing. Reset now to the Dialga theme stopped. Oh no! That's strange. Why would it not play? Gotta encounter it again. Ah, yes. Yeah, the theme's only gonna play while you're in battle. I forget if we switched over to the Dialga sound, or to the, I almost said Dialga soundtrack, but over to the Dialga theme while we captured Dialga. I forget if that happened or if Dialga was caught too fast. Because I know for a lot of them we'd swap over to the theme when we were doing the dual hunting and we found it, we'd switch over and turn the volume up for it instead of having the Monster Cat playing. But I don't remember if we did that for Dialga. It might have like been caught too fast. Vibe time again. Some good vibing. I probably need to remove this song from the playlist just because it has such like it's such a long quiet time at the opening and like a long quiet time at the end of it. So like the stream gets awkwardly quiet for like 30 seconds. Hopefully we can find this Diglett, and I said it Diglett this time. Hopefully we can find Diglett today. It'd be awesome if we could. Find Diglett now, find Cresselia and Tapu Koko later today. Triple shiny height. Thinking of doing a bunch of odd hunts like Gen 1 hunts, Pokeball and Curry hunting. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people who find that super interesting. I find it interesting. Doing those like doing those hunts that are unique, right? Yeah, that's a lot of fun. Because then people go, oh, you can't hunt that. It's like, no, you can do it like this, and it's a really weird way. The Gen 1 hunts. Those are really interesting. I've never done one. I would love to try one at some point, but I'm not quite to that point yet. You know, the fact that it's a 1 in 8192, but you gotta also like look at the stats. I bet there's some madman out there who's been going for like a Gen 1 living shiny dex or something. Like keep them all in Gen 1 and be like, look, they're shinies. I don't know. Like I said, that'd be a madman though. I don't know how much I would I don't think I would ever do that. Especially I would love to get like a shiny national dex in every gen possible. I don't think Gen 1 would be on that list for me. That'd be a little bit hard. There's some shiny locked mons in Gen 1. So I think the only one that I'm aware of in Gen 1 at least is Mew. So Gen 1, Gen 2, like Mew is locked just because the Mews they gave out at legitimate events just so happened to have TVs that did not match with any shiny values because there's only like 5 variations of Mew stat-wise in the Gen 1 event. Like it wasn't like randomly generated. I thought everything else could be shiny, with the exception of, you know, like certain genders of Pokemon could. Well, I guess in Gen 1 there weren't genders. Huh. It's like, were there certain mons that just couldn't be shiny? I know Mew was locked, but Mew wasn't like intentionally locked. So I thought like the other 150 were good. He's done Porygon and Aerodactyl. It only works for static encounters. Is it not? Technically, the other ones would work, right? But like, it's near impossible because you can't, unless you kept like perfect track of EVs and everything and leveled it to like level 50, you wouldn't be able to see, right? Could have SOS Necrozma? That'd be nice if that one wasn't locked. Now also SOS. I just realized you said SOS, not SR. Good luck. Good luck with SOS and Necrozma. It should call for help. It has a call rate of... It's like the same call rate in USUM as Caterpie. Or like the same catch rate, so it should also have the same call rate, right? Yeah, like Porygon, Aerodactyl, and I think there's like a Mr. Mime you can hunt. That's a good one because it's like a level 50 trade. Those are the ones that like most people would like attempt, that they're going to attempt that, because those are the ones where it's like you can just straight look at their stats and know this is going to be shiny when I transfer it over to Gen 2. But that wasn't the case with a lot of them, right? I guess Mew's the only shiny locked mon, according to a few sources on Google. Yeah, so since like... So I'm pretty sure the stats are rolled exactly the same in Gen 1 and Gen 2. Just, you know, aside from the fact that like the stats don't mean anything in terms of anything in Gen 1 outside of the stats. Like they don't affect gender, they don't affect shininess because those don't exist in Gen 1. But Gen 2 set it up so that like those actually did something. Like all those Gen 1 mons are like genned the same way. So nothing should be shiny locked in Gen 1 because it wasn't a consideration then. Outside of, like I said, Mew, just because Mew wasn't like randomly generated for every person. You're back? All good, Kevin. Welcome back. Random encounter in Gen 1 can't be shiny because the role is pseudo-random. Aha. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's cool to know. You modded your Ultramoon to make Necrozma SOS huntable. It can be found at the top of the tower. You find it in the main game. Well, good luck with that. That'd be a rough one, right? Like, if you're not able to one-hit it, that'd be pretty brutal to try. Yeah, okay, this song has like 10 seconds of silence at the end of it. I'm just gonna skip to the end. There we go. There we go. Seems legit, yeah. I hunted for it. I SOS hunted for it. It's legit. Let me put it in GTS. Just breed for the Necrozma. Perfect. Breed it with Sigalio or Lunala to get yourself an Ultra Necrozma. Really excited to get Celebi? Yeah, man. That'd be awesome. That'll be awesome. I was gonna say that would be awesome. That will be awesome. You will get it. That's the luck with that. It's gonna be so cool when you have it. I absolutely want to see it. It's gonna be so hyped, dude. I need to play some of my crystals so that I can up for Celebi. Oh yeah, also guys, speaking of mythical hunts, I am getting closer to being able to do multiple Jirachis. I found a Wavebird. I bought a Wavebird yesterday. So I got one receiver now. I need to buy 3 more receivers at some point so that I'm able to hook them into 4 GameCubes. At the moment, I also need those GameCubes, so one step at a time. But yeah, I got a legit Wavebird, and I got it for a pretty good deal. Found it like at an actual like used item store, and like I bought the whole thing for less than like just the receiver goes for on eBay, which was nice. Like they knew it was worth something, but they didn't know what. Is there any way to mod a physical copy of a game to unlock shinies? If so, you want to make Necrozma huntable in Ultra Sun, so when you fight it in your Nuzlocke, you can end with you starting the hunt. Unfortunately, no. I don't believe you can do that with physicals. The only thing you could do to mod it, like as far as like having a physical copy and getting a modded copy of the game, would be to dump the game from the physical copy, then mod it and then load it digitally back on, I think. But I haven't done anything in like that kind of modding or like ROM hacking scene. But I don't believe you can write data back to like the game code on a cartridge. You'd have to have like, is there an equivalent to an R4 cartridge for 3DS? Maybe you could do it that way, but that's the most I think you could do. Would be like dump from your cart, mod it, re-upload to like a physical mod cart, and then play it that way. It's the only thing that's the only thing I could think of being possible. Decided that you won't level it up because when you send it to Ultra, Celebi and Partner Cat Pikachu will be saved for a playthrough in a future Pokemon game. Nice! Like BDSP if they're available in that game. Yeah, I guess you'll also have to see if you can trade those two into BDSP. I feel like Partner Cat Pikachu might not. That's something that even before all of the controversy with Dexit and certain mons not going into certain games, there have always been mons like that. They're like specialty versions that haven't traded up, like Spiked Ear Pichu and stuff like that. Like those just won't trade into games beyond what they were like found in. Partner Cat might be different because it's an actual repeatable event. Because like Spiky or Pikachu was just like a limited time thing, I believe. But yeah. So I don't know if those would ever be able to be traded up. Could hunt a full odds Dialga as your wormhole encounter? Do it. Do it, man. The start of the next part was getting a shiny. That'd be so cool. That would be really cool. It'd be interesting just to see what strategy you have to use for SOSing a legendary like that, right? Like, how over leveled do you have to be? How does everything work with that? Partner Cat Pikachu is in Sword and Shield, so maybe it'll be allowed in BDSP. Ooh, good point. Fingers crossed those two would be awesome. Yeah, that would be really cool. I don't know, BDSP might be a bit different. I'm hesitant to even assume that we can trade Mons into BDSP. I feel like it might link into the series and into, like, the exchange and economy of a trainer's Pokemon, you know, as far as, like, trading between games, in the same way the game, like, Go links in, where, you know, like, Go can trade into, like, home and back out of home for its own Mons, I believe, or can Mons that go into, I don't know, basically, with Go, or even, like, Let's Go, really, like, you can't really trade to it directly from your main exchange of Pokemon. Or the same way, like, Virtual Console, kind of just, like, they can be removed from Virtual Console games, but they can't really go back to them. With, like, Bank. That's my assumption with BDSP, just given the style of it and given how it isn't really considered the next game in Generation 8. It's its own throwback kind of game. So that's my thinking with that. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Obviously, I'm just speculating here. But I figure, personally, I'm going to go into these games with very low expectations. As far as feature set, especially, and just hope for the best. I think that's how I'm looking at it. I think there's going to be a back and forth to home, no direct trade to Sword and Shield. Okay, yeah, so that's kind of what I was thinking. It's like, in the same way that Bank would let you go back and forth, like, continuously between Gen 6 and Bank, until a Mon touched a game outside of Gen 6. Like, as soon as a Mon was touched by Gen 7, it couldn't go back to Gen 6. That would be the interaction with home that I would expect from BDSP. Maybe the exception that, like, a Pokemon from Go could go back and forth just out of the fact that, like, the Mons in Go, like, the Mons could go from Go to home to BDSP, maybe. Just out of the sake of, like, the Mons have less stats in Go, and they'd be loading more stats into the Mon, you wouldn't be losing anything. That's the only thing I could think there. That's the only way I would think of it happening. A Mon that isn't in BDSP going into BDSP. Since, I guess the way that I'm looking at it is if the games are truly, like, faithful remakes like they've been saying of Gen 4, any additional stats that are added and used on a Pokemon as of Gen 5 and up, so any Pokemon that comes up through Bank, or just any of the other main games, is going to have more stats than a Gen 4 Pokemon would have by the time it could touch BDSP, and so they wouldn't want to, like, I guess the way I would think of it is basically lose data about the Pokemon. You're going camping this weekend, so you're going to work on part 2 of this Nuzlocke. Still be in the stream, but you'll be lurking. Part 1 was 17 minutes. You might make 3 30-minute parts a day for while you're gone. That'd be awesome, dude. Best of luck with that. Heard that Celebi is guaranteed to have at least 5 perfect IVs when transferred, so your shiny Celebi is going to be good. That's awesome. Yeah, I guess fingers crossed that they're, like, the good IVs to be maxed out, and, like, the last one can just kind of be the throwaway. Like, ideally, you wouldn't want it to be the throwaway, but, like, maybe it's just, like, if Celebi... I don't know what Celebi's use is in competitive, but, like, if it's solely a special attacker or something, you can just hope that, like, the non-perfect stats attack, like physical attack, and you can just dump it. Granted, you can also just, like, if you move it up to Gen 8, you would theoretically be able to just, like, bottle cap it or something, right? Defense should be the non-max, you think? Gotcha. I generally would feel like defense you'd want max anyways. Like, you just always want, like, potentially to be tanky against something, even if, like, your defense stat's terrible. Like, your base stat is actually just garbage for defense. Like, you'd want every little bit you can get to help that. Would be my assumption. But again, I don't play competitive a lot, so I might be making wild assumptions that mean nothing. So yeah, that would be my thought on it. Have a ton of bottle caps and gold caps and ultra. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yeah, Celebi can go into ultra. I think can Celebi go back into... Can Celebi go into Gen 6 from Virtual Console? Because I know Gold, Silver, Crystal came out on Virtual Console during Gen 7. But I would assume that like it gets like Gen 6 stats and go everywhere. It's a mixed attacker. Oh, okay, so if it's a mixed attacker, then yeah, I guess you want both attack stats max and you're cool with dropping anything. No, it can't, okay. I wasn't sure, because yeah, if it was a... Because yeah, they wouldn't... Because yeah, it's kind of that thing, right, where like there's a bubble inside Pokemon Bank where, there's a bubble in Bank where mods are still safe to go back to Gen 6. Virtual consoles can only go to Gen 7. Gotcha. Don't think Celebi can go to Gen 6. It'd be cool if it could. That would help with getting like a living shiny dex in Gen 6. Because so many of those are just event-only mons. Has 100 in every stat, like a lot of mythicals, and has moves from both. Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, so that makes sense then for not wanting to like junk one of the attack stats. But I guess yeah, if you really wanted to use it in competitive, the main takeaway from having 5 guaranteed perfects is just using less bottle caps. Hopefully we can hit this Diglett at some point. There we go. There we go. Yeah, the accuracy loss hasn't been too bad with False Swipe. Especially since Aerial Ace is our main move anyways. How many left berries do I have? I have to watch the stream archive to hopefully catch it. 140. Cool, we're good. It looked like I had double digits for a second. I was a little bit concerned. Still hope you can get some old Pokemon games on Switch. That would be so nice, right? Put GBA games on the Switch. That'd be perfect. Yeah, put GBAs on like Switch Virtual Console. I don't know why like GBA Pokemon hasn't been put on a Virtual Console yet. Like we had GBA games Virtual Console on 3DS. We've done Gen 1 and 2 Virtual Console remakes. Just do Gen 3. They aren't making any money off of like the like I guess like aftermarket sales of them that there are now. Like you'd make so much money. They'd make so much money from releasing those games on Switch. Like don't even remaster them, just Virtual Console them. Like I actually prefer them not to remaster, like because GBA they can do Gen 3 really easily, right? Like it's a single screen. You're just gonna have a border around the game in some places because the aspect ratios are different, but it's not like you're moving a DS game to the Switch or something. Like, it's one screen. BDSP, super faithful with the original. What does that mean for the shiny odds? That's a good point. That's a good point, Kevin. It could go either way, honestly. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh, it has some of the creature comforts of new games, but it's like faithful, and it's like, oh, creature comforts include things like better shiny odds. But they could also be like, it's faithful. It's the same gameplay mechanics at its core. So I don't know. They'd be 1 in 4096. I mean, I would assume that. I would assume that for sure. Like, the fact that they've made shinies easier and easier to find, I don't think they're gonna make the like seemingly more welcoming game that is BDSP be like graphically at least looks more welcoming. I feel like, yeah, they wouldn't really cut shiny odds back to what they were before. But at the same time, yeah, if they are faithful down to, like, every mechanic, if it's faithful to the point that the only added mechanics are NPCs from Platinum that are necessary for certain things, and it's faithful aside from that, I can see it being 1 in 8192. They said modern conveniences. Yeah, so if it's modern conveniences, that absolutely shiny odds is one of those. Because like the obvious ones are obvious. They're obviously like the walking and stuff we saw in the trailers, and just in general like UI changes that have to be made in order for it to work on the Switch. So I think so. Yeah. That's definitely one of the modern enhancements I would think is the better shiny odds. No game has ever cut the charm. Yeah. So yeah, we'll probably see. That's a good point. We might see a charm. I think we'll definitely see the 4096 odds because it's not like they've built this on top of the Gen 4 code. They've built this completely from scratch with a 1-to-1 remake of the map and 1-to-1 remake of the story, presumably. So it's like you're gonna see things like that. I wouldn't be surprised if any like changes to Mons, like the Pokemon stats, stick from newer games. I wouldn't be surprised if that was the case. I wouldn't be surprised if they did go back to the old stats though, just because if it is faithful and a lot of the NPC placements and such are in certain places to make the game difficult based off of old stats, and they change stuff. Like the big one people pointed out is Cynthia's not that hard if you have fairy types. so that's something to consider, is will there be fairy typing? You know, that'll be an interesting thing to see. Or like the one that people really were talking about of like what'll be the difference in like roster if you look at like the roster of Mons in Platinum versus in Diamond Pearl. Will they go with the Platinum roster? Will they go with the Diamond Pearl roster? We know nothing, which is a little concerning with pre-orders being up. But yeah, we know pretty much nothing at this point. Fairy types will destroy Cynthia. Yeah, exactly, right? Like, she was difficult because Garchomp, and now fairy types. So yeah, we don't know. It'll be interesting to see. We know literally nothing about these games, and probably won't until like their E3 Pokemon stuff. So we'll see. Don't think fairy types will be in it. Again, yeah, for Faithful Remake, I don't think fairy types would be in it. For Modern Convenience, they might, just because that's their way to kind of be like, we didn't make Cynthia easier. We just, like, Cynthia's just as hard. She has the same Pokemon with the same stats and has the same AI, but it's like, but then if you throw in fairy typing, like, you could crush her. Celebi's a better special Mon than Mixed. Gotcha. If you're not hunting with a 1 in 8192 odds and it doesn't take a year to watch a bar go up or down, you're gonna be mad. Oh yeah, like tie everything back to a 30 FPS frame rate, tie it hardcore to Pokemon stats, go through a Blissey wall. Hit Blissey with a one-hit KO move, walk away, make lunch, come back, still lowering health bar. That's faithful. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see what those are going to be. Stuff like shiny odds, I wouldn't expect us to know anything about until data miners get their hands on the game. But yeah, definitely agreeing with the fact that Modern Conveniences means things like shiny odds are going to be better and stuff like that. Probably a full team XP share. Probably some of the stuff like bottle caps and mints. Probably the judge feature. Yeah, like a lot of the competitive conveniences I think would be the big ones. Like a lot of the grindy competitive stuff I would assume is what Modern Conveniences kind of means, as well as just like better Wi-Fi and internet connection. However, I could be wrong. All of this is assumptions because we have heard next to nothing about these games. Being faithful for the sake of being faithful isn't a good reason to keep stuff, in your opinion. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would have loved to have seen, I'm assuming you've seen the like fan recreation of what the Gen 4 remakes could have looked like. It's like I would have loved that, but I will say I don't think this is exactly the reason they're doing it, but I think there's probably a little bit of this behind it. I'm not trying to attribute any malice to Game Freak or to Ilka or Pokemon Company as a whole. I think they're faithful remakes not for the sake of being faithful, but for the sake of a little bit of petty spite. You know, every time they add a new feature to a game, large amounts of the community are like, "This is terrible. The original's better." And then everyone's like, "Give us Sinnoh Remix. Give us Sinnoh Remix." I really want them to be like, "Here's a remake. We didn't add any of the new stuff that you guys hate. Here's the game. This is what you want, right?" Like, I almost think there's a little bit of that, but I know largely the reason was so Game Freak could work on Legends, and they wanted their plate clean. What do you think of the Chibis? I don't like them. I will say that. I do not like them. I am not a fan of the style. I am really just not a fan of the lighting engine. I think the Chibis as a whole wouldn't be as big of an issue if the world didn't look so dark. Like, it just doesn't look good with the lighting engine they had in that initial trailer. Granted, lighting engines and shader kind of stuff is stuff that is easier to change a bit later on in the process. Not super easy, but it is easier. I think the biggest mistake they made with the Chibis was the way that trailer started. They cut from, they showed like the Gen 4 actual footage, like actual Gen 4 footage running, and then they then they faded to black and came back up, and it was that super funky angle of Dawn. That was a mistake. The chibis look horrific from that angle. They look a lot better overhead, especially as soon as you realize that what they're trying to mimic is the look and the proportions and the style of what they looked like in Gen 4. The best way to do that is have Dawn or Lucas walking down a route and just do a crossfade between into the new game in the exact same position. That would look a lot better. Because yeah, Dawn's stance just in that it didn't look good that way because the chibis aren't designed to look good from that angle. But that is the angle they chose to first show them off in. That is the first impression that people got of them, and they look bad from that angle. Straight up Duplo figures, right? You like how in Gen 7 people wanted the lines around the models to be removed, and now BDSP, some want the lines added. Yeah, so like people would, run like on Citra and stuff, they'd run it with the outlines disabled, and it looked decent, like, because I guess the idea was it made it look more HD or whatever. It really didn't. The lines are part of the style. I think in Gen 7 people wanted the lines gone for a different look. We got that look with Gen 8. I think people then realized that completely removing the lines doesn't look good with the BDSP trailer. Especially with a character like Barry. His hair just blends into him like a Simpsons character a little bit because it's so like close to his skin tone. So yeah, like there's a reason for having outlines and there's a reason for having outlines on drawings and on like a style. It works to help break things up, especially when like you're in a more cartoony setting. Straight up Duplo figures, yeah. Didn't see much about the game and have tried to stay away from stuff about any new game. Saw no spoilers with Sword and Shield when you played it for the first time, and you could barely play because you're looking at the new graphics. Yeah, I'll say like as much as Sword and Shield kind of gets a little bit of crap for graphics and like the GameCube tree or the N64 tree. It's like those moments exist. Those are pretty bad. The pop-in's pretty bad. I don't think people would be nearly as up in arms about it if they hadn't said that the decks being cut was for quality improvements. That made people look at it more closely. So yeah, if you didn't hear that bit of information, you probably didn't really care. Yo, Damian Freeman, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? Barry looks awkward. Really, yeah, just like the entering battle animations look a little weird. Like I don't think those character models got as much attention. Simply due to the fact that they aren't on the screen as much, right? Like, you're going to be looking at the overworld with the chibis most of the time, so the chibis probably have a little bit more detail to them. But man, when you get a close-up shot on those and do a freeze frame and they're just in a really stiff animation position, yeah, it doesn't look great. Wonder how Chibi Cyrus looks. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. We should be getting more trailers about these games soon. The fact that, like, we have cover art and pre-orders open, like, we should be seeing stuff. Damian Freeman, thank you for the sub. Sub hype in the chat, guys, from Damian. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Honestly, don't care much about graphics as long as they're better than the last game. Hey, that's a fair way to look at it, man. I respect that. As long as they're an improvement. Chibi Giratina. That'd be interesting, yeah, seeing some of the Mons, if like they have like overworld chibi style, or not necessarily overworld chibi style, but like an overworld style that mimics what they're like looked like in the Gen 4 overworld. That'd be interesting. But yeah, so I respect that. Alright, I need to update the subscriber. The newest subscriber thing to have like a limited length. I fixed that on the Switch and 3DS layout for members and super chats because those were both things that were overhanging. But I need to do it for the subscriber thing too. What if they remove following Mons? I mean, would they really be removing it? Even Faithful remakes wouldn't have those for Diamond and Pearl outside of, I think, Pal Park, right? Or am I mistaken on that? I know they didn't have following Mons in the majority of the game. Heart Gold, Soul Silver are the only games that have had, like, up until Let's Go, were the only games that had, like, true following Mons all the time. The Void and Shoe Charm glitch better be in the game. I wonder how the Void glitch would work, because I doubt the game's loading the same way. Amity Square, yes, that's what it is. Thank you, Camilo. Yeah. Because I remember there was like limited number of mons could follow you. It was basically the tech demo and the test run for Heart Gold Soul Silvers all the time following. Yeah, it hasn't come back in full force since then, and it wasn't in full force in Diamond and Pearl, so I wouldn't expect it. I wouldn't expect to have all the time following mons. That's just not going to happen. We would have seen that in a trailer. They would have pointed that out. If that was part of Faithful remakes, or if that was one of the things that was unfaithful, they would have shown that. Yeah, so I would not expect to see. I would not expect to see that. Granted, I am intentionally making myself more pessimistic about these games because I don't want to hype myself, and I really don't want to overhype you guys. That's something that I want to avoid. I don't want to like end up being the guy where like there's people who are saying like, where I mention like, oh, it'd be cool if this was there. They'll probably have this, and then people be like, oh, they're gonna have it because I just speculated on something and then like build any kind of like hype that could get crushed. I don't want to be someone who does that. I'm probably over-exaggerating my potential influence on people when I'm thinking like that. But I just, I don't want to, like... I'm trying to curb my own expectations while also, like, curbing everyone else's, just for the sake of, like... Hype trains can be fun, but hype trains can crash really, really easily and be, like, really bad. Gonna do some curry hunting and a bit of Dynamax Ventures. Awesome, gamers. Best of luck with those. Hope you find some shinies with it. I'm hoping that we can find some Dynamax shinies later today. I'm also hoping that we can find Diglett today. That would be really nice. Feel like you're doing the same for Arceus? Yeah. So, I am taking Arceus at face value of what they have put out. And I've talked with some friends who just aren't really big into Pokemon and definitely are more, like, cynical in a lot of situations. And I agree with them in a lot of things, so maybe I'm just cynical in this situation. But, I have big concerns with Arceus. Especially now that the release date isn't like March or something, right? They said like Q1, like they said early 2022 as a release date, and I think a lot of people got in their heads, okay, that means like over a year. When they announced it in February, it's like, that could mean March or April. That is early 2021. That's still like Q1, either like actually or financially. Like, it makes sense to say like early 2021 is just Q1 2021 or 2022 sometime. So it's like, okay, they have over a year for this. They can fix a lot of it. But with a January, or was it January or early February release date? I forget. Either way, it's concerning how close it follows BDSP. It's concerning how close it follows the holiday season. It's concerning just how close it is to now, because they don't have a lot of time to fix up the game. So I'm taking Arceus at face value from what was in those trailers. We only know there is one town. We know there's a lot of empty world. I am concerned that they only showed us like 10 Pokemon animations, and generally in a trailer, if you're only showing us a limited number of animations, you are showing us the most polished animations. So the fact that the Chingling that was bouncing at like 3 FPS was in the trailer is concerning. That is genuinely a bit concerning. That is something that like was good enough to be in the trailer. So... Again, if it was like 2 years out or something, that's like, oh, they're just showing us a tech demo of what it is, but it's less than a year out. So, again, all 3 of these games have pre-orders up without a second trailer. So, are they trying to get the pre-orders in before they announce something that is really, really bad? Or what's going on here? That's my thought. Yo, Hutchman, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? 20 bucks says that BDSP will have Pikachu in it. Doubtful. You're intentionally not getting excited about the new Pokemon games, and, not that hard though, to be honest. Yeah, it's like I'm hopeful for them. I want to say my thoughts on them is being hopeful. I'm tempering my expectations, but I am hopeful. Like, I won't expect anything more than what they show in the trailers, but I hope that they are good and a fun experience. By I meant first half, like May. Yeah, like yeah. Technically, we're in June now. That is still technically the first half. I wouldn't call that early anymore. The first half of 2022 is what I'd start saying then. But early, I feel like anytime through the end of at least March could be early 2022. And they announced like a January release date, and it's like, at first I was like, dang, we're gonna get it sooner. And then I was like, oh no, we're gonna get it sooner. So, yeah, I'm hopeful for them. But yeah, in general, it's like, until they show like more of the games, I will not expect anything more than what was in those first trailers. You do hope that you don't have to skip out on another Pokemon game. Yeah, man, I feel that. I am still of the opinion of, even if these games I'm a little bit shaky on, I am of the opinion that Pokemon is on the upswing. I think Sword and Shield through to, or really not necessarily Sword and Shield as like an entry into this, but like Gen 8 for sure, I feel like is a trough for Pokemon in terms of quality and everything. There were the mistakes they made in terms of their predictions on the success of the Switch. There's just a couple weird deals they kind of made. I think Pokemon Unite is is rock bottom for Pokemon. I think they hit that, and they actually started their upswing the day before that was announced, just because they flipped those announcements to appease Tencent and everything. Pokemon Snap, I think, is the sign of the upswing of Pokemon, with them releasing an actual full-on Switch like spin-off game. Because every other like side game Pokemon they've released, that's like Let's Go, Sword and Shield, like those came out, but like anything other than that, as far as a new spin-off game for Pokemon, was a mobile game that they made work on the Switch, and that's not fun. It doesn't feel as the franchise doesn't feel as fleshed out if you have a whole bunch of mobile games and then like one like pillar game. I think it works a lot better if you have a pillar game, obviously, and then you have like a quality game like Snap, and another game like the Mystery Dungeon remakes and stuff like that. Like, building out and fleshing out the franchise is something they did really well with, I want to say, Gen 3 and 4 especially. So I want to see them come back to that point. The Switch is a good place to do that, I think. Game Freak losing their grip on development and outsourcing. Yeah. I think, like, the reason for doing Unite absolutely was not for any of us in chat right now. It's for the people who cannot watch YouTube because their country bans it. Those kind of people. Who also, their country and government bans games that are not made, or at least in some way partnered with their government. So you partner with their government, make a crummy game, let their government make a crummy game with your characters, and then boom, you can sell your game there. So I think that's what that was for sure. Yeah, like that's what that is. So it's not meant for us at all. Unite is not meant for any of us. But it was a point of, it was a very disappointing announcement to have them be like, oh, big special announcement tomorrow, come back, and it was that. Don't care about Snap because you didn't care about photo taking in Sun and Moon, so why would you care about that as an entire game? That's totally fair. That's totally fair. I've said it a ton of times. I bought Snap, honestly, not even with the expectation of enjoying the gameplay. I bought it as part of my like feelings on vote with your wallet of, hey, if you like what a company's doing, buy it. Right? Like, if you don't like what a company's doing, don't buy it. So yeah, if you don't like what they did with Sword and Shield, or what they did with Let's Go, or anything like that, yeah, don't buy it. Don't buy it. Vote with your wallet. Don't give them the money. Obviously, your singular purchase probably doesn't matter that much to their bottom line. That's something to consider. But if you don't like it, don't buy it. Don't do the one thing that says, I like this, do this more. If enough people think that way, it makes a big difference. And I think Snap was a good sign of, I like what you're doing here. Even if I'm not super enthusiastic about the game, I want you to make more games like this. I will not be a fan of every single Pokemon spin-off game that is made. They span so many different genres of games, there's almost no way for anyone to like all of them unless you just unanimously like Pokemon content, which is fair. But as far as the actual gameplay loop, if you took Pokemon out of the gameplay loop on a lot of these things, people wouldn't like him. But there are people who like each individual version of this, and I want there to be more things like that. I want Pokemon to realize that fleshing out and expanding your franchise and basically like kind of expanding your universe of games does a lot, right? Yeah, Dave Clark, welcome to the stream. Sorry for changing the subject, but what are the odds for SOS? I believe once you're at full odds, which is 31 encounters, the odds are 1 in 271. So we're still under odds at the moment. But how you doing, Dave? Welcome to the stream. Just lost your adventure to Cresselia. Oh no, I'm so sorry. Completely forgot what Unite was. Forgot to search it. Yeah. If you really want to play Unite's gameplay, you can play it without Pokemon being in it by playing any of the other Tencent MOBA games. But don't play them, because just don't play stuff made by Tencent. Generally the smart move. One in 512 with the charm. Yeah, so it is lower than that. It's like 1 in 271 or something. I don't know the exact odds, but it's like 1 in 270-ish with charm. With charm, I should specify. You're doing SOS yourself? Awesome. Best of luck with that, Dave. Hope it goes well for you. Hope you're finding some shinies with it. What are you SOSing for, man? Thinking of Masuda. Yeah. So Masuda with Charm's 1 in 512 and like 1 in 620 without Charm. Going for a second Murkrow. Awesome. Best of luck with that. I need to get a second Murkrow too. I found a Murkrow through like full odds random encounters in Ultra Sun while I was playing through, and I just haven't gone back in SOS for it. So best of luck with that. Yo, Amethyst, welcome to the stream. You're a bit late because you have school. Hey, that's all good, Amethyst. Good to see ya. Hope school went well. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. Yeah, hope you're doing well. Yeah, the stream's definitely way earlier, so no need to apologize for being late. This is just hopefully a new stream schedule for Fridays. Let us squeeze one more stream in the week and squeeze one in at a time when more people can, different people can watch. Excited for Pokerator to come back with BDSP? Yeah, that'd be a fun one. That'll be a fun one. My girlfriend does a lot of Pokerator in actual Gen 4. And I've wanted to successfully do one of those hunts, but I have to, you know, Pokerator is definitely a hunt where you have to train yourself for the proper moments to be really paying attention to your DS. Like most hunts have that, right? Like there's a key moment that you need to be paying attention. Also, sorry for my nose being like super red. It's really itchy. But yeah, there's like a key moment in a lot of those hunts, right? That like really make them stand out. Where like you have to pay attention. Like, is it sparkling? Where's the grass shaking with Pokerator? Stuff like that. And I just have to train myself that the moment to pay attention is outside of battle. It's not in battle like it is in all the other methods. I started Ultra Sun just for a shiny Alolan Marowak to put on Shield, and now you're addicted to SOS. Nice, nice. Yeah, I did an SOS for a Ditto, because I didn't quite understand how breeding for shinies worked. I didn't know Masuda method was a thing back in like late 2016. So I SOS for a Ditto, hoping that would help me get a shiny Rowlet, and man, that hunt was so much fun. SOS is by far my favorite shiny hunting method. It's just so engaging, and there's constantly stuff happening. It's constantly exciting, and it really makes it fun streaming. Because like I always have something to do on camera. You guys always have something to watch. I need to do more Gen 6 hunts because the Sparkles are good. They are really good. I like them. I am biased towards the Gen 7 Sparkles just because I've seen them the most. Yeah, I like Horde hunts too. Horde hunts are fun. I haven't successfully done one, but I did start a Whismur Horde hunt. I need to get back to that at some point. So that'll happen. I'll come around and do that at some point. If Game Freak made BDSP, they wouldn't include all the Sinnoh Pokemon since they spent the whole time modeling Berry. It feels like it, right? Not a fan of hatching eggs at all. Hey, that's fair. That's fair. I think I'm okay with the hatching part of it. I'm not so fun with the collecting the eggs before hatching. I think that's kind of the situation for a lot of people, is like collecting all the eggs is either really boring because you do it before the hunt and you're obviously not encountering anything then, or you do it while you're hatching eggs and it breaks the flow of hatching eggs. So I think a lot of people are in agreement with that one, Dave. I will say, I think my least favorite Sparkles are Let's Go. I'm not a big fan of that, personally. But yeah, I think Gen 7's my favorite, despite I know it's pretty close to Let's Go's. They might even use the same one, it just looks weirder in Let's Go. But yeah, I like Gen 7's. The blue ones look weird to me just because, again, I'm so used to Gen 7 and then Gen 3. Like, I've seen 2 yellow Sparkle patterns, so like the blue Sparkle patterns feel funny. Hunted for Ariados with Hordes and phased on 4 shiny Golbats. Dang. But you did get the Ariados? Congrats, dude. Once filled up 6 boxes of eggs so you could just hatch all at once, and the shiny was the 4th egg. Wow. That's hilarious. It's like you spent all this time getting the eggs, and then it's like, oh, I only need to get literally 4 of these. Really hope BDSP has the Platinum Pokedex. I think a lot of people are hoping for that, Amethyst. Get some more fire types in the game and everything, but it's one of those things, right, where we can't know. We can't know that until, like, the games are out. We have no clue how that's going to play out. Got it on the 5th one. Nice, congrats. What's nice about curry hunting is you have a 1 out of 5 encounter rate. Like you have to make like 5 curries for every 1 Pokemon that shows up. Like it's just it's a 20% chance of a Pokemon showing up at all. Dang. Because I haven't done a lot of the curry stuff. I haven't like finished the curry decks or anything like that. My experience with Gen 8 basically was play through the game pretty quickly, plan on doing stuff like the curry decks, plan on obviously doing the Pokedex. Some friends challenge, like a friend group I had decided, hey, let's do like a Pokemon tournament now that Gen 8's out, because they finally got back into Pokemon after years. So of course, me being me and being the Pokemon guy in the group, I had to build a team that crushed everyone. So I spent a lot of time doing competitive breeding. Made that team, did that whole little tournament thing, and then just like stopped playing at that point. Like I finished the Pokedex, I made my team for that, and then I just kind of stopped. I didn't do a lot of shiny hunting. I hunted for the Galarian Zigzagoon line. That was it. And then yeah, I just didn't do much after that. Otherwise, Flint is back to being a not fire-type specialist. It's like, can't be a fire-type specialist if the Mons don't exist. Yeah, so I need to do like curry decks and some things like that. Like I just didn't put a lot of time into Gen 8 until Crown Tundra came out, and then I've done Dynamax Adventures. So I haven't played Isle of Armor at all. I own it, I just haven't touched it. So I need to play that. Am I using Harvest Skill Swap method? I am not, actually. So a challenge and a constraint I kind of put on myself while doing this hunt was I want to try to get all of the shinies I can find in Sun and Moon. Basically complete a living shiny Alola dex. Like the Sun and Moon Alola dex, not Usum yet. I wanted to complete that only using my Sun and Moon cartridges. No trading up from Oras, no trading down from Usum. Solely using these 2 cartridges. They're the only 2 that I would let trade with each other. The only time any Pokemon have left and gone to another cartridge and come back to this one were just that, leaving to get my shiny charm in Usum, and even that none of those are my shinies. So I don't have access to the Harvest School Swap Mons. There's not actually a way to set this up without trading down from Usum or up from Oras. So what I do is every 10 encounters I swap the Mon that's calling. It used to be a really nice way before I streamed and had a counter on my stream. It was a really nice way to keep track of how many I had knocked out, because I basically was able to use the number of times I false swiped as a tally mark. But yeah. So yeah, no, I'm not using Harvest Skill Swap. I use that for like legendary hunting in the wormholes. I use it if my SOS hunts in Usum. I don't do that very often, but it is something that I would consider. But yeah, so not here, but I'm not opposed to using it elsewhere. I can't execute on this game with Harvest, but I believe it can't be fully set up, right? Like, it can know Harvest, but it can't know Skill Swap, I think. At least I think. Because I know that was mentioned. That got mentioned to me at some point, and then I, like, looked into it again, and I couldn't figure it out. Maybe I can? I'll have to check. Yeah, OG Sun and Moon Shiny Dex. Yeah, I'm working on it. I obviously took a break for many years because I got to like 180-ish Pokemon by like summer 2017, so like in about 6 months of the game being out. And then I started streaming, and obviously like between like working that summer and streaming, I didn't have time to like work on that dex myself. So I kind of got put to the side for a couple of years. Yo, Vanillix, welcome to the stream, man. Early stream, heck yeah. Yeah, we got about 45 minutes left in it, I think. If we're going for a 2-hour stream. Yeah, it's been exciting. It's been fun to stream at a bit of a different time. You can get Skill Swap from the Paddle Tree shop. Gotcha. I'll have to look into that then. Excuse me, it might come in handy. I am also a little bit, I am a little bit stubborn in that once I find a way that works, I just kind of use that even if it's not the best. Finish part 2. Awesome, Shy Dude. Congrats, man. You can get in train meet, you think? Oh, good point. Is this the only stream you'll do today, or will you do another one later? I might do another one later. So that is dependent on a couple things. So the plan would be to do a Dynamax Adventure stream at the usual like Dynamax Adventure stream time. However, I am planning on going to the pharmacy and getting my second round of Moderna today. So I don't think it'll knock me out before then, but it might. Like if I get it and I immediately like feel like crud, I won't be streaming later today. So it'll just depend on that. But yeah, the plan would be to do a Dynamax stream later. You've set yours up and you haven't traded anything to it. Oh, nice. That's good to know. Getting your second shot on Saturday. Best of luck, gamers. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully neither of us get hit too hard by it. I'm kind of crossing my fingers. I don't think either of my parents really got like knocked out by it. I think they both were like, yeah, I had like a little bit of a fever and then it went away and it was all good. I was like, okay, good. That'd be awesome if that's all I had to deal with. But we'll see if that's the case. Because I also know a lot of people who have like been out of commission for a whole day afterwards. Getting your first tomorrow next week? Hey, that's awesome, Amethyst. It's so good to hear more people are getting it. Because I know I will admit, I was slow to get mine. I could have gotten mine a while ago. But I have a fear of needles. It is irrational, but it is a thing. And so I had to work myself up to get past that. And I got the first one, and now I'm like, you know, yesterday was the 4-week mark, which I think that was the timeline they told me to come back. Like, come back after 4 weeks. Like, okay, I'll just come back on Friday, so like I'm not out of work on Friday if I get it Thursday, you know. Just excited to hunt Celebi while you hunt Jirachi. Heck yeah. Will I get some more Jirachi hunting in next week? I don't think we'll do it this weekend. Because again, I'm probably going to be out of commission tomorrow. And Sunday, I think, assuming I'm back to good then, I'll be going up and helping my parents with some stuff at their house. They're getting prepped to sell it, so I got to clean out like all of my old junk from when I was a kid. Want to go for the Ash Hat, Pikachu, and Ultramoon after Terrakion and Poipole? Do it, Shy Dude, do it. Hold up, your shiny reactions have like 3 views, and then a Mario Kart Wii video has 8. You're gonna start doing Mario Kart Wii more? Mario Kart Wii has a pretty good following. Especially after like a new Summoning Salt video comes out about Ultra Shortcuts. I imagine that like just spikes viewership on that kind of thing. But really, Shy Dude, just make the kind of things you want to make. I would recommend, if you make the things you want to make and consistently make them, people will find it. That's my recommendation there as someone who has no clue how I, like, got good views back when I started. Honestly, I'm feeling quite hungry. My normal lunch hour is full of like a meeting that happens at lunch now, and then I stream right after that. So I ate like a late breakfast, and I'm feeling it now. Oh, I'm good, thank you though. More awake at this time of day, so you're not brainless and sleepy like you are in the evenings. That's good. Yeah, so hopefully I'm able to continue to do these streams at this time. I'm enjoying it. Yeah, it'll just be something that I do on Fridays at the moment. I think weekends I still probably will just do it at the normal time, at least for now. We'll see if I should just like do the weekends at this time and do the rest of the week at like my other time, or what like the best method of going about it is. Because I know weekends are just a little bit different for everyone's schedule. But yeah, so I figure this is a good time to stream. It's like just extra time to stream that I know some people have like talked about, man, I wish like your streams were earlier, and it's like, hey, now I can have one that's earlier. Who am I talking to? Is there someone off camera? Yeah, Mel is here. She's hanging out on the couch off camera. You like the earlier streams? I would like to do streams earlier consistently. It's just work, right? Like, it's hard to do streams like during the workday. I could do what Puffin did for a while with Eliki and like stream for an hour at my lunch break, but I kind of like having my lunch break to go run errands and stuff. What else have you hunted SOS? Do you have any with a low call rate? I probably have some with a low call rate, because I didn't really ever pay attention to call rates. I didn't pay attention to call rates back in the day when I'd hunt stuff. But I have a lot of things. I have about, I want to say like 180-ish, maybe a little more now, since I last counted, SOS shinies that I've hunted. Yo, Grenji, what's going on, man? Welcome to the stream. New camera angle. Yeah, new camera, too. Not really a new camera in that I just bought a camera. I've had the camera for over a year, I think. But I just finally got it actually hooked up and working. Because I think the thing that I needed was a mount for it. So I got a mount to hold it. And I had like the power supply and the cabling. But yeah. So I was able to hook up my DSLR as a webcam now, which is awesome. It looks so good, and I can zoom it. It doesn't actually like look good, but I can zoom it. Yo, John the Pikachu, welcome to the stream. Wouldn't stream during a lunch break. I definitely agree with you. You go do things you need to do. Yeah, for sure. Also, I need to probably adjust some stuff with the mic, I think, because I have a new pop filter on it too. So I need to get like the angle on it right and just make sure I'm not getting too close or blowing it out. But yeah, how's it going? But yeah, like the lunch break's nice. Like I use it for like going and getting groceries and stuff. Just like, especially this past year, I've used it like to get out of the apartment some in the middle of the day. Because most of the time at night I'm here streaming or I'm talking with friends. There wasn't really a lot of like the socializing was happening in this seat more than it was happening outside of the apartment. So if I also I definitely didn't mean to hit that a second time. It's like going and getting groceries and stuff, like at that time of day, like that's the kind of thing that would like get me out, like into the sun, right? Which is pretty important. People like SOS and 2-in-1 Dynamax Adventures. Your two most viewed are 17 on an EVSOS and a 10 and an 11 on a 2-in-1 Dynamax Adventure. Hey, that's awesome. Congrats on that. Yeah, I guess I can actually pull up, because I know, Dave, you asked about low call rates. I'll see. I know I have a list that Puffin sent me that I will pull up. Let's go ahead and Lepa Berry on False Swipe just to make sure it stays up. Okay, call rate of 3, what have I hunted here? Have I successfully hunted any of these? I don't think I've actually successfully hunted any of those, wow. Most of these are higher level, or like the... Looking through this list, most of these are the evolutions. Spinda. I've done Spinda, that's a call rate of 6. I did Oricoria. I did 3 of the Oricorias, I think I have 1 more to do. Or maybe I've done all 6, but that's call rate of 6. What else? Pyukumuku I did. Hackmoo I did. But yeah, I actually don't think I've done any of the lowest call rates. Maybe a Pinsir? Maybe? Shy Dude, it's time. Yeah, so looking at those. So I'll have to do some low call rate ones at some point. One in 100 for each one. What are the odds for Dynamax? Yeah. So it's 1 in 100 per Pokemon with the charm. Assuming you have the charm. It's 1 in 100 per Pokemon, but it's basically 4 in 100 because of the number of times you're doing it, right? Oh god, chat just became crabs. It do be the crab rave time, though. YouTube's making me manually approve almost every single one of these guys. 1 in 25 is still like nothing for you. I think people can really relate to that, man. People can really relate to that. That's rough. Because I think a lot of people are in that situation where it's like, it shouldn't be like that, but it is. Like, I think a lot of people are in a situation where it's like, I've gone like 100-something encounters and haven't seen a single shiny. It's like, that happens. That definitely happens. But so many people have had that. It's strange. I feel fortunate that I haven't had that problem. But, you know, it could definitely happen at some point. I won't say I'm immune. Creb. Very creb. Much creb. Alright, hopefully we can find this shiny soon. Because I think, what, is it still at least assumed that the odds in Sun and Moon reset at 255? I know, like, it's said in USUM they don't reset at 255, but is it still thought that they reset in Sun and Moon? Because we're getting close to that if they do. What's my least favorite shiny I have? I don't know. I don't really have like a specific least favorite shiny. I would say it's something along the lines of something like Pichu or honestly even Elekid, even though we just did it. Just like those ones that don't change a lot. Those are my least favorites generally. Like as a group, I don't have a specific one that I would say is like the one that I dislike, right? That's not the case. But I would say there's a group of them that's like just kind of more meh. Every time you had a lunch break during college, you'd go and run errands and get some fresh air. Yeah, absolutely, dude. That's like the best way to go about it, I feel. I always gave myself a nice lunch break in college. Like I would schedule my classes, so especially freshman year when I lived on campus, I could walk back to the dorm and hang out. So oddly, I spent my lunch breaks more inside than I would now. Like the lunch break wasn't get out and go anywhere; it was go inside and decompress for a bit. But that was also a different time when being outside was not necessarily like some kind of privilege. It was just like a thing you did. What's my longest SOS and what was it? 1,600 encounters for a Yungoos. About 1,600. I don't know the exact number, but it was about 1,600. Just imagine the Elon Musk brain trip thing getting hacked and playing this on loop. People would get rickrolled. Unavoidably rickrolled. This is why it's probably best to not get, like, chips like that implanted into you. If none of the other problems, you might get rickrolled. Yo, Awesome Spider 999, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? So underrated. Well, thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. It's good to have you here. Hope you've been having a good day. Hope you're ready for a good weekend. Alright, we're coming up on odds. We're coming up on odds and the potential chain rollover. I'm still not sure if the rollover happens. But generally, I feel like I usually get mine between like 300 and 400. I think that's usually my SOS number if I haven't gotten it already. I don't know if it's the same for you guys, but this is definitely anecdotal, obviously, so it's like not scientific in any way, and it's definitely just wrong. But I always feel like I either get my shinies like in like 100 encounters, or like 300 or 400. Like I never find them around odds. I always find them like they average to odds, but they average from like far away on either side of it. You know, like I don't know if anyone else is like that. You just subbed. Thank you. Need to go see you later. All right, Awesome Fighter. See you later. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate it. Stupid phone. Did your phone typo? Your college schedule is odd because you had a day where you had one morning class this semester at 8 a.m. So those days take to get groceries and do things you need to do. Yeah. Like you're already up, so just go ahead and go do it right after the class. Makes sense. I had one, or like basically what I would always try to do, especially my freshman year when I was in the dorms, again, it's like I never left campus outside of like going and getting some special snacks from Walmart or whatever, because I ate in like the dining halls and everything and just stayed on campus all day, every day. Because, you know, campus is big, and you can go outside and into different buildings. It's actually not that bad to be stuck in a small, like, town area. I would try to have, like, 8 or 9 a.m. is, like, my starting time of the day, just because, hey, there we go, Awesome Spider 999, there's your sub, thank you so much, I appreciate it. Sub hype for Awesome Spider. I need to adjust the newest subscriber thing, because I think this one's going to fill up, like, almost to my mic. But yeah, so I would try to schedule it so I like had a class at 8 or 9 a.m. Because of the way that like Tuesday, Thursday classes work, like an 8 a.m. went till about like, I want to say like 9:30-ish, or maybe it was like 8:30 to 10 or something. I forget the exact details. But then like on the Monday, Wednesday, I would have like 2 classes back to back in the morning, at 9 and 10. And on those days, I would try to have a good solid lunch break after that, basically until like 1 or 2. So basically like from 11 to 1 or like 10 to 1, I would have like a good solid break. Those are really nice. Those days are really nice. because you weren't rushed to get lunch or anything. I could wake up, do stuff for one class, and if I had things to do for another class still, later on in the day, I still had a good chunk of the day to do it, or I wasn't like rushing between classes. So that was really nice. And then generally, because it's college and you only have like a few hours a day of classes, I was generally done by like 2 in the afternoon, which was really nice. Outside of, I would always make my Mondays the bad day. If I had to have a day where I had to get up super early or super late, it was Monday. I would get the rough part of the week out of the way immediately. Mondays are going to suck no matter what, so may as well make Monday be the one sucky day. So that was usually my plan with that. It worked out really nice. But then I think it was my second semester sophomore year. I was living off campus, so it was kind of nice. One day I only had I had 2 classes, and they were at 2 in the afternoon and 4. So my days could go late, but they started they also were able to start super late. I got to sleep in so much on those days. I basically didn't have to worry about going to bed at any specific time on Monday or Wednesday, which was really nice. Where am I from, and what do I normally stream? So I am from the eastern part of the U.S. So I usually stream at about 6:30 Eastern time. It's about 3 now, so I don't know what time zone you're in. So about 3.5 hours from now is when I would usually start streaming. But at least for the summer, my job has summer hours, so I can stream. Basically, I can take off early on Fridays. So I'll be using that time to stream in the afternoons, from about 1:30 to 3:30ish. So right around now. So yeah, that's the stream schedule at the moment. Mostly a bit later on, but this is happening earlier, and I'm gonna try to do this every Friday, maybe on the weekends as well. I'm not sure. We'll see about weekends. Your apartment is literally across the street from campus. Yeah, that's nice. That is really nice, because at that point you basically live on campus. I'm from the UK and it's 8 p.m. now. Awesome! Yeah. Glad it works. Part of why I was excited to do the stream now is because there are so many people who are from Europe in general who used to be able to watch streams. When I was in college, I was able to stream earlier. But after starting work, I had to push the streams later on to 6:30ish my time, or 7. So being able to stream now is really nice, because it lets a lot of you guys in Europe watch, because it's not 1 in the morning when I'm streaming. You're back. Welcome back, PF96. How you doing? They have a good menu, but it's not that good. From now on, war should be solved by participating in esports. I mean, I guess I welcome the South Korean overlords at that point. Your Grimsnarl lived on a max steel spike of 8 HP. And Dave, thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Sub, hype. Just sub too, thank you. But yeah, so straight from the campus, but the food they have is yeah. I mean, it's basically school food, but a little bit fancier, right? That's all it is. Is it a good menu here? But it's not good. Yeah, that's fair. Have a good menu that isn't good. I mean, it's not that good. It's okay, right? It's not bad. You'll eat it, but it's not like you would choose to eat it. If you get hungry on campus, you can just grab something from the vending machines. That's nice. Doing brilliant. Hey, that's awesome, PF. Congrats. Or, not congrats, but that's good to hear. Sorry, I am hungry. I am hungry, and I had an energy drink earlier to make sure I was awake, because I am still not quite a morning person. So 8 a.m. meetings are not fun. But yeah, the energy drink is flowing through me, but food is not, so it has nothing to stop the energy drink. So I'll have to get some food here in about half an hour or so. For sure, they have good stuff, but it's basically school food, but slightly better quality. Yeah, I mean, that's what it is, right? I know for me, my college was a little weird in that our meal plan was basically, at the time, they've changed it since, but when I went through, the meal plan was basically a debit card that you were required to load $1,000 onto every semester. And then all the food was basically just fast food restaurants, but on campus. We had a Chick-fil-A and a Panda Express and a Steak and Shake and a Papa John's. And, we had that kind of stuff on campus. And we had a couple restaurants that were just local things built into the dining halls. But it was all priced like fast food prices. So yeah, that was a lot of what I ate. So it wasn't a normal meal plan. But I went to see my sister. She's in college now, and she was able to let us in on her meal plan with some extra swipes. And it was an actual buffet food court kind of deal, and that was very much just like, I remember this food from high school. But at the same time, like, it was unlimited food for one meal. So it was like, give and takes in that regard. Imagine in the US, the USSR just played Street Fighter and that's how they solved everything. I don't know, man. You have those card things. You have to use your own card. Well, basically, it was so much a debit card that I could just straight up use, like, if I ran out of, like, my meal plan, like, right by the end of the year, I just, like, instead of having recharged the meal plan, I just straight up was like, hey, can I have some money, like, to my parents, like, hey, can I have, like, X amount of money to make it the rest of the semester on just, like, in my checking account, and I could just use my debit card on the swipe, on the, like, machines, and it worked. Because, yeah, it wasn't, like, because it basically was that. We were basically just required to put money on this other account. And then when that ran out, you swap over and just use your own account. So effectively, I was using my own card. It was just an extra step. Doing some wormholes. I got a shiny Barbicle and a shiny Mega. Yo, congrats. That's awesome. Shiny hype for you. It's got a 1 in 100 a double quick claw activate, but it still can't get a shiny from this. So you just wasted all your luck right there, man. I think that's on you, gamers. You're at a smaller campus, so there's really no reason to be on a campus except for your class. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was on a big campus, so like, you have like the big student center and libraries, and there's a bunch of places to hang out, a lot of green space, all that good stuff. So it was always nice being on campus. It was a really, really nice campus there. All your fault, dang. Yeah. Gotta control your luck better, gamers. You gotta put your luck to the right things. And also, so I mentioned earlier, I'll point it out again because I think some more people are on. So for one, I'll mention again, I have this Wavebird controller now, which is awesome. And I have the receiver dongle for it, but I also have this other cheaper dongle. It doesn't work with a normal Wavebird, so I can't use it for the Jirachi stuff. I'll have to get more of these legitimate ones. But for anyone who has seen the videos on the channel, the most recent like video on the channel, this is about the size of an Arduino Nano. So, fun plans. Fun plans with that. It'll take a bit of work to make it work, but it'll be interesting. Probably be moving to a bigger campus next year. Hey, that's cool. I think being on a big campus is good with college. It's part of like the experience, right? Like obviously you don't need it, and it can be cheaper to be on the smaller campuses, especially like the first few years. But like being on the big campus was fun. I have a dock on one arm, so you're typing with one hand. I feel that. I feel that. You've been here, gamers. You've been here for Adele being in my lap, and making that super difficult to deal with. Only experience with a big campus is in the 2 years you went to band camp. It's fun though. Yeah, for sure. You were doing it with your friend who got 3 shinies. Yo, shiny Medicham and 2 Nuzleafs. Congrats to your friend on that. That's awesome. You have the shiny charm. Nice. Oh yes. Oh yes, Adele, the shiny charm, yeah. She summons the shinies. She's taking a nap right now. That's why we haven't gotten a shiny Diglett yet. I would have pursued band more if you were on a campus that did marching band. Yeah, that would have been cool. Yeah, she's asleep, so our shiny odds aren't working for us now. Common Celebi, you want to see pink? It'll get a little bit of pink on it. It won't actually be shiny. Yeah, be careful what you wish for, Kevin. You're just gonna get like a stuck pixel somewhere along Celebi's, like somewhere along the sprite outline for Celebi. And it's just gonna be stuck pink. Hopefully the sun-dried tomato Diglett shows up soon. I hope so, Dave. I hope so. It'd be awesome if it did. It'll add another hunt to our Twitch backlog, but it'll be good.
Because that's something else for you guys who are new to the streams. If you want, I think it's linked below, twitch.tv/mindless_enigma. I stream over on Twitch occasionally, basically to do more SOS hunting. Because I'm trying to go for a living shiny dex, which means I'll need to hunt a second Diglett. I hunted a Magby, I'll need to hunt 2 more Magbies, I'll have to hunt 2 more Elekkids. And I don't want to duplicate those hunts on stream, unless like we genuinely run out of everything else. So when I have extra time, I stream over on Twitch to do those. Basically to do those duplicate hunts and finish them up and square up our decks some more. If you follow the Twitch right now, it'll make a noise. I know it would happen for you. Yeah, like the Twitch layout's open like on OBS somewhere. And so that follow noise plays. Your dog got up and licked your face. Had to show you some love and then get up and leave. The campus is so small, it's basically a high school or a middle school. That's not bad. I mean, that's... Honestly, those are some of the cheaper ones to go to, right? Like, your tuition's not paying for a massive, like, sports stadium or, you know, for extra stuff. It's like, it's just paying for the ground to put classrooms on. That works. For sure. Yeah, going to a smaller school or like a community college for the first couple of years makes total sense. Knock out all the general courses that like you just have to take to graduate somewhere where it's like cheaper, and then like if you're going to like do engineering or do fine arts or do like business, go to a school that specializes in that for the last few years. Like just get all the core stuff out of the way and then like go to like an engineering school to do engineering or a business school to do business at that point. Don't pay engineering or business school tuition to take English, right? Like to take your basic English class or your basic history class. Like, it's financially smart. It's definitely something that I think a lot of people would rather just go to one school the whole time. But if you're trying to like save the most money, I know some friends who basically went to like a smaller state school for their first couple of years, knocked out all the general courses, and then moved on to other stuff for their like major. It's still a nice campus though, that's good. Gmax Grimmsnarl is taller than Dynamax Reshiram. Hey, it's Gmax though, it's giant instead of just big. It makes sense. Yeah, definitely way cheaper, yeah. That's a good thing for sure. I lucked out with some scholarships and stuff, which made going to school where I did the whole time not too bad. Also, guys, thank you for getting the stream to over 10 likes. I appreciate that. It means a lot. It helps out a lot. Gmax Grimmsnarl is taller than the screen. I think a lot of Dynamax Pokemon at certain angles are, right? You're taller than Charizard. Isn't Charizard only like 5'10" or something? Campus is considered the little brother of the bigger one, like a few hours away. Gotcha. Yeah, I think a lot of schools kind of have that. I know mine did. There was a... Like if you went down the road a bit, there was another campus that was still like part of the same university, but it was just the other campus. You can only see up to his kneecap. He is a pretty big boy. Furret's 5'10"? Aha. I'm still taller than a Furret. Come on, Diglett, shine soon! We need ourselves a shiny Diglett. You haven't done this in a long time. How do you use Sharpedo to break the rocks? I think you hold B while swimming at it, right? Basically, like, Sharpedo has a fast swim. And I think you just use that, right? If I'm not mistaken. Wasted all the luck on the Quick Claw. No shiny. Rip. Sad day. Sad time.
Better see a blue nose on screen? I hope so. I hope we see one soon. Thanks, no problem. Glad to be of help. You do miss being in a big school because your high school is pretty big compared to most. Ours was in a weird situation of being like, not really weird, but ours was a weird situation. I guess again, not really weird, but basically we were the smallest school in the county when I started there, like to the point that they gave everyone top lockers, and if your locker was broken, they just gave you the locker below it. Because every time they built a school, it pulled more and more away from the school I went to. And so you're in a situation where some of these other schools had like classrooms brought in on trailers and put in the parking lot because they're overpopulated, and then like we were giving everyone top lockers. It's like, maybe you should come here, but no one wanted to go to the school I went to. It was considered like the inner city school, and so people were like, I don't want my child going there. And it's like, there's nothing here. There's no problems here. What? Yeah. Yeah. Inner city in like suburban America, so like how inner city can it be? It's like the city is just like a town. What are you going on about? Maybe you're not able to get shinies because you're not using Pokeballs. That's it. You gotta use normal Pokeballs. That's the only way to do it. Ah, yes. You're using the shiny Pokeball basically, so it doesn't work. Never used your locker during high school? I used it a lot freshman and sophomore year. Junior year, I put stuff in it and then forgot my combination. And so when teachers like, oh, we got to check for the things, like, we got to check and make sure you still got this and it's in good condition. And I was like, can one of you tell me the code to my locker? It's been in there since August. Because I just had my laptop at that point, so I could do everything I needed to on that laptop. And then senior year, I rented a locker, like, because we just had to rent them. And they let you pick the locker, and it's like, I don't know, I'll take the one from last year, and then I still never opened it. Like, just straight up didn't open it once that year. I think I went and opened it, like, the day I got it to be like, yep, that's the right combination. And I never used it, I just kept everything on my person. Because, again, it was all on a laptop. You're fairly lucky because your school district was already built and you never had to transfer it. That's good. Yeah, I never had to do any transferring or anything. I almost did in middle school. They built a new middle school, and the line for the new school came up to like right next to my neighborhood. Like, my neighborhood was on the north side of the road, and so I went to like the school I went to, and anyone on the south side of the road went to the other middle school, unless you had like a reason to stay. Because a couple of my buddies were on the south side of that road, and were like, hey, we are going because of this teacher. And like, oh, okay, well, yeah, that teacher taught something that wasn't at the other school, and that was a valid reason not to transfer. You just have to drive yourself at that point. Yeah, so I never had to transfer for anything like that. And then when I went to the high school I went to, I was actually there. I was in the district for it, but I also was like in a special like STEM program they had there. And so as part of that, like, anyone could go to that school from anywhere in the county because of that program. So the high school is in the downtown area, so it's barely inner city. Like, that's kind of what ours was, right? Like, it's downtown, but it's like, it's not in a city. Like, it's in downtown. This is a city because of population, but like downtown in the city is like the rural looking courthouse and the rural looking like other government building, and that was it. Like it was like the tax office and the courthouse, and then the school was down the road a little bit, and that was inner city. It's like, okay, you know. Your school board is huge, so you never have to worry. Nice. Love the song, by the way. It's a good one. I like the remix of it. I was surprised that this was one of the songs that I was able to play with my like license I got. Never paid attention to the school board because it didn't apply to you. I mean, it did apply to you. You just didn't know it applied to you. Yeah. I feel like that was the situation with most of the students. I doubt a lot of students really pay attention to that. guess so. I mean, they make decisions about school stuff, so it matters to you when you're in school. But yeah, how much do you feel like it matters to you? How much does it actually do anything for you? Like, yeah, that's the kind of. It's one of those things where it's like you probably should pay attention to it. It affects you, but like, no one does. Basically, just like funding and hiring new teachers and stuff. Yeah, I mean, so yeah, like it affects you in that regard. Like, teachers or the districting or funding and budgets and everything. Like, these programs are going to get this much budget, stuff like that. Like, it affects stuff, but it's so much above you at that point, right? Like, yeah, like you're looking at like parents or teachers, the ones who care about it, not so much the kids. All right, we're almost at 250, guys. Hopefully we can find this shiny soon. So I would love to find this today. Remember the year they first got Chromebooks? Nice. Yeah, we had like laptop carts when I was in like elementary and middle school. I think they still existed in high school, but high school is kind of the point where it's like, just pull out your phone and do it on your phone. If you don't have like a smartphone, like we've got some laptops you can use. But like I had my own laptop, so I just used that. And I think largely our school district kind of got to the point where it's just like, you have your own stuff, just use it. If you need, like, they have like a cart of iPads and stuff like that. But yeah, for the most part, it's just like use your own stuff. You have it. You just got into high school and they got the Chromebooks. Nice. Yeah, laptops, but they rarely use them. I would use the school desktops even though they suck. Oh yeah, there was like 4 computers in every room. But then the laptop carts. The laptops were the ones that were terrible for us. They were never charged, or they were completely busted up because like no kid cared about the school laptop and the quality of it. I love that when the GS ball goes in into the shrine and the trees start moving when Celebi flies down. It's a nice detail. Yeah. Now there's a lot of cool little things like that in Pokemon games. It'd be nice to see a bit more of it now, but I think it's probably honestly still there to a point. But people will just point everything around it and aren't going to look at the polish. But I will say I'm also one of those people, right? I'll admit I'm guilty of that. I'm guilty of being a little bit biased against the games at the moment in terms of their like little fun quality things. I remember a lot of complaints about Chromebooks. People would always tear up the screens, pop the keys off and stuff. I mean, that's just gonna happen with stuff like that, right? Like, it's not justifying it in any way, but it's like it's school kids and computers that aren't theirs. Like, you know, a lot of people, especially that didn't care about other people's property, and it's like, especially school property. It's like, if anything, it's good to cost the school more money, right? It's like kind of the mentality. Yeah, like most of ours had all the keys. It was just some of them wouldn't turn on. They were all incredibly slow because they were like budget computers purchased like 4 years earlier, so you know, do anything on them other than like load Windows XP and they just broke, right? Like, that's how it was. We had to fight tooth and nail to get like basic graphics cards put in like 2 of our engineering lab computers in high school, just to be like, look, we need something. But then I go back now and they have like massive all-in-one, like at least like 16 core workstations at like every table. And I was like, oh, that's nice. They got funding for it. Basically what they got is they got a teacher who understood the kind of computing power you need to run like 3D modeling software. And it's like, hey, we really need to push for this in the budget if we're going to teach this in the curriculum. And it worked, and it happened, and they got stuff. That's nice. Yeah, GW, what's going on, man? Early stream? Yeah, dude. Yeah. We've only got like 10 minutes of it left now. But yeah, I'm going to be doing some more earlier streams on Fridays. I think I mentioned that when you were on Wednesday, I think. But yeah, so that's our plan. More early streams on Fridays to get to spread around the audience and everything, or spread around the times for everyone to watch. We might still do the normal stream later on. Depends on how I'm feeling today. One, after the stream, I'm going to probably be a little bit tired, as well as getting my second round of vaccine today. So I might be out of it. I might be out of it this afternoon. So that's a possibility. Professor is a really good gaming PC you get to use. Nice! Did SOS for 2 Shiny Graveler need to do a normal sun to get a Alolan Geodude? Oh, really? Like you can't do Geodude in Gusum? Whenever you use Chromebooks, you just ask to use your laptop. Yeah. You gotta go because dinner. All right. Thanks for stopping by, GW. Hopefully dinner is good for you. It was good seeing you. Hope to see you again soon. Yeah, again, hope dinner's good. No Geodude and Ultra Sun. Rip. Honestly, in that circumstance, I might just be the person to breed for it. Personally, I might have ended up just like breeding for that one Geodude. Because that's kind of my situation where I was like, I'll hunt for it with SOS if I can. If I can't, I'll Masuda Method it. But I know you also said you don't like Masuda Method, which is fair. If you get a ping in Discord, it's most likely because you got Shiny Celebi. That's assuming you get it when I'm not streaming. Gotcha, man. Gotcha, man. Definitely let me know when you get it, for sure. Really hope your vaccine goes well. Some people don't get symptoms until the next day, which you hope you're one of those people. I hope so as well. I also kind of hope I follow in the path of like my mom, who's like, oh, I had like a fever, and like I had a fever for a couple hours and then it broke, and that was it. I was like, that would be, sounds like that'll be ideal. So I'm hoping there's some kind of hereditariness to like how it reacts in your system, because I also know people who've just gotten completely knocked off their feet for like a whole day because of how rough it was for them. So yeah. But yeah, so hopefully I can also get it today, because I'm gonna have to just be doing a walk-in, because I couldn't sign up for like a second dose, like with an appointment. And when I like looked at their schedule, like their availabilities for like Moderna first dose, they're like, oh, try our other options. So we'll see if they even like have it today. Otherwise, I'll just have to like be like, all right, when can I come in and get this one? So, assuming it happens today, hopefully, yeah, it doesn't affect me too hard. Hopefully most of it happens at night. Get the point of it, making you sick, and make sure it's making your body be able to fight it. Well, I mean, you're not getting sick. Basically what it is your body fighting it. Like, all of the feelings of, like, fevers and achiness and everything, that's not, like, the disease doing it. That's, like, your body's reaction to it. Like, inflammation and raising your temperature to kill it and everything. Like, you don't really feel what the disease is doing most of the time, unless, like, it's causing, like, sores and stuff like that. So you don't usually, like, really feel it. Like, what you feel is your body reacting, and so basically the second dose is basically telling your body, hey, this could still, like, the first one, like, gets your body ready. It's like, hey, this is what this is, goes, cool, I'll remember that, whatever. And then getting the second one makes your body go, oh, I actually do need to remember this. This is important to know. I could get this again. And that's kind of what it's doing, I think. In the super duper layman's terms. Went for a walk and found 2 of the level 90 carbs. Hey, congrats, Shy Dude, that's awesome. All right, we're at 254, 255 here will be potentially our last one at the boosted odds. Because I think it can roll over. Sun and Moon rolls over. We've determined. I think that's still generally the assumption and like the general consensus. So we shall see. I do wonder if you get the vaccine multiple times, you'll always feel this way. That's a good thing to wonder, right? Like, because it sounds like from what Pfizer says, at least for now, it'll be like a booster later on for Pfizer. I don't know about Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson was just kind of the one and done, I think. But yeah, if it's a yearly booster, it's like, will that booster continuously make you feel crummy, or will it eventually not? Right? So I think that's a good thing to wonder. It'd be interesting. Obviously, I won't even speculate on that, because I'm not a scientist, especially not an immunologist or anything. Gotta go watch a premiere. You'll be back in 20 minutes. I'm still streaming. All right, well, Amethyst, I'm hopping off after the next encounter. So it was good seeing you, Amethyst. Hope to see you again later if I'm able to do that stream. And if not, have a good rest of your day. Have a good weekend, and hope to see you again soon. All right. And that wasn't a shiny. We're actually going to do one more. I will say we're going to do one more. I'm going to see if I can find a raid target here. Let's get some raid hype in the chat. Yeah, so a lot of people are actually streaming right now because they're doing this community hunt for carbink. Alright, who can we raid? Alright, so we didn't find a shiny, guys. We're going to be raiding just me, the guy. Enjoyed the stream? Alright, yeah. So we're going to be doing a raid, guys. Thank you so much for watching the stream. Thank you to all of you guys who subscribed. I'll be back again, possibly tonight, maybe tomorrow. I don't know yet for sure. We'll be back again soon, Monday at the latest. But we're going to do this raid. Hope to see you guys in that raid. And until next time, take care. Oh, wrong camera.